Hello, hi. I'm losing daylight here pretty fast, so I really hope that I can say everything I want to say in the allotted time frame that I have for myself. I'm filming this video a little bit early because I'm going on a trip next week and the day falls on a day that I'm on my trip. But on August 26th, I will be officially a year sober from chronic gardening abuse. Woo! I never thought I would see this day come. Wow! Are you so proud of me? I hope you are. But I wanted to talk to you guys today about how my life has changed since then. If you guys want to see my 3-month sober update, that gives a lot of details on my struggles with abuse as well as how it was negatively impacting my life, but that's not what this video is going to be about today. I just wanted to talk about all the positive ways that my life has been impacted by my decision a year ago to quit smoking and to take charge of my life. So a year ago today, I was hopeless, depressed, and I didn't have control of my life. I was choosing my addiction over my own happiness, my own success, and the life that I wanted. And I knew that if I ever wanted to sustain a happy, healthy relationship in my life or have the life that I want and deserve, I would have to become sober. Sorry, I got a little hot. But at this point, I had been chronically smoking from the ass crack of dawn to the moment I go to bed, even sometimes waking up in the middle of the night to garden, for over 5 years. I had tried over and over and over again to quit, to no avail. The first 6 months, even past that, I wouldn't say all the struggles had even completely passed by me. The hardest were the first 3 months. But past the 6-month mark, I was still having quite a bit of struggle with cravings. If I were alone late at night and feeling upset, it was a thought that came up like, should I drive to the dispensary and pick up right now? Nobody would have to know because I was living alone. It wasn't until I started doing jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai 4 to 5 times a week that the cravings pulled back for me. And now that I'm a year into my sobriety, I can say that I'm exactly where I want to be. My goal ultimately was not to fully abstain from gardening forever for the rest of my life. What I wanted was to be able to have control, right? I don't want to be controlled by a substance. I want to be in control of how I interact with it and how much space it's able to take up in my life. And, I think a lot of people that have come into my life after I've chosen to become sober, people will act like they can't smoke around me or they have to be careful with me. And that's never what I wanted. It was it serious for me? Yes, but my goal was never to be like, oh, you need to keep it away from me or I'm going to use it. Like, that's not what I wanted. If it was possible for me, I wanted to be able to have a casual relationship with it. If my friends were smoking socially, I wanted to be able to do that with them and then not fall back into the bad patterns and habits that I was having prior. That to me is what gaining full control looked like. If I were never to be able to get to that point, that would have been fine. A year in now, I can happily say that I am able to partake socially in very limited quantities and not let it devolve my sobriety journey. Now, some people may argue that that means I am not sober. I don't consider it that way because, again, in my day-to-day life, I am sober and it is a very rare occasion for me to partake. Now, in the year, I smoked in October with my friends. My friend from Portland came into town and I went to see him in San Diego and he had a vape pen and I hit it. Got way too high, so uncomfortably high that I forgot how to speak. And the only reason why I didn't have a panic attack was because I kept telling myself, no, like, this is my good friend, like, he's never gonna judge me. And so I was fine externally, but internally my world was falling apart. The next time I partook was in December. I was feeling very, very ill and I chose to have an edible. Again, both times I did not let it spiral out of control. It was a one-time thing and I did not go seek it out. Even if I was having cravings, I did not let it derail my sobriety. Then, past that, I didn't smoke, I didn't have any edibles, I didn't partake in any of that all the way up until this month actually. Somebody entered my life about a month and a half ago that partakes pretty casually, and when we have gone drinking together or something, I will take 1 or 2 hits out of a joint, and that is it. I also purchased edibles, and I did the edibles one time. So those are both isolated incidents. The bar situation happened twice, and the edible situation happened once, and I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine. Woo! We did it! My goal has been reached. So yeah, that has been really, really exciting for me because my fear was that I would spiral out of control. And I haven't done that, which I'm really proud of. I'm exactly where I want to be. Now, how has it positively impacted my life? One, I know that the beautiful relationship that I have right now, this happy, healthy relationship that I have right now would not exist if I were still smoking the same way that I was in the past. Like, I wouldn't want to date somebody who's baked 24/7 either. I think it's important to be able to exercise a bit of self-control. Is that me trying to demonize gardening? No, but I think there's limits to everything, right? I knew how badly in the past it was negatively impacting my relationships. How did it negatively impact my relationships? The anxiety, the overthinking, the money I was spending, hiding how much I was using, being detached and not present with the person that I'm with, and the relationship that I have now, I wouldn't have it any other way. I want to be completely present with this person. I want to be here present with Hinge Man, and I wouldn't want to be detached. I want to be exactly who I am now. I think that's really important, and I'm glad that this is the version of me that I get to give to this person, because I think if I had met him a year ago, I wouldn't be able to have this. And so I'm really thankful that I made that decision a year ago, because otherwise I would not be able to have this. Another thing that has improved in my life has been my physical health. My lungs feel a lot better. I don't cough randomly anymore. I'm not coughing up random shit anymore. Wow! I can also run more. I was actually able to run more instantaneously. Before, I was only able to run a mile max, and after I quit, I was able to run 2, and now 3, 4. The list goes on. Now I'm planning to run a marathon with Hinge Man eventually. Is that not exciting? I definitely could not do that if I was smoking at the level I was smoking at. I feel like when I was smoking as much as I was robbing myself of all the other small joys in the day that I could be having, because I was satisfying myself every time I was bored. I was smoking. And now I have embraced boredom, and I know how valuable being bored is and how many opportunities that it opens up in your life. I live in a much cleaner space, a consistently clean space. I've always valued a clean space, but that doesn't mean that my mental health allowed my space to be that clean all the time. And now that is something that is a lot more consistent in my life, which has been really big and important for me. I spend more time with my cats. I spend more time with my friends. I have made more friends. When I was constantly high, going outside and meeting strangers was so anxiety inducing. I don't know what my problem was, but I would be at the grocery store looking around thinking, everyone knows that I'm baked right now. What? Why does it matter? It's illegal here. I don't know. And it wasn't even like baked. I kept thinking, everyone thinks I'm a crackhead. Like, that's the thought that I was having. I was like, everyone thinks that I'm on drugs right now. Girl, you were just high. It's okay. But those are the kind of thoughts that I was having, despite, you know, having a really high tolerance and but it just kind of fed into my anxiety feedback loop. So meeting new people, making new friends became a lot easier for me. I felt like before, when I would have problems arise in my life, I would overthink about the problem over and over and over again rather than addressing them immediately. I am much quicker to address things now. Before, I would just think about things and then there would be no resolution. That source of anxiety would never leave. I have a lot more of that like go and do it factor now, which has been such a good positive thing in my life, because before things were just compounding and compounding and compounding and nothing was getting done. Something that was something I didn't expect to happen to me was that I experienced severe acne outbreaks after I quit gardening. And this is something that my sister experienced as well. She actually quit smoking 4 months before me in April, because I stopped in August. And she got her acne before me, and then after I quit, like, this is the only thing that changed in my life lifestyle-wise, and I started breaking out like crazy. And that didn't really ever stop. I'm still breaking out more than I ever have in my life. Was it much worse 6 months ago? Yes. Oh my God. It was so bad. I considered taking up smoking again so many times. I was like, is this even worth it? Weed really messes up your hormones. It reduces testosterone, I believe. It just messes up your endocrine system. And it also reduces sebum production. So I think when I quit, it just kind of went haywire. And I think a year down the line, you know, I'm still finding stability. It's a lot more clear than before, but you see I got 2 pimple patches on my face right now. A year and a half ago, my skin was perfectly clear. Perfectly clear. Acne like this is something that I've never experienced in my life. So that was one of the negatives that I experienced. Not to deter you from quitting, but I just don't want anyone to be surprised that if they quit, they start breaking out, and I don't want them to wonder what is going on with me. It might be because you quit. Arissa's acne, a year and a half almost now down the line, a year and 4 months down the line, she's essentially in the clear. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel for those of you guys who are worried. Unfortunately, it takes a long time for you to undo the damage that you've been doing to yourself for years and years. But again, you know, skin, that's something that goes in hand with like vanity, right? Ultimately, my happiness doesn't come from having clear skin. Does it affect my mental health? It sure does. But is it more important than the relationships I'm able to cultivate in my life now that I am sober? No. So there is that. I also was experiencing a lot of worry when I was smoking all the time about aging and what I was doing. I was having a lot of like health anxiety, like am I actively robbing myself of a future that I dream of right now by the decisions that I'm making? And I no longer have worries like that. I feel like I'm living life to the fullest, and I have this sense of contentment that I wasn't able to have before. If any one of you guys feel like your smoking or any addiction that you have in your life is out of control, it's taking control of your life, I just want to let you know that it's so possible for you to get to the other side, no matter how high the wall seems right now. I know you can climb it. For some, it might take more support than others. I think the first step is knowing that you can get to the other side. And I think with marijuana specifically, it's so normalized. Everybody uses it, and even if it becomes chronic, a lot of people don't take it seriously. I got so many comments of people downplaying my addiction, saying, oh, that's not a real addiction, or oh, you're just weak, you're just dumb. I'm here to tell you that you're not. You are the only person that knows how it's really affecting your life. I'm the only person that knows how it was affecting my life. And I know that it was out of control. And there came that time for me to decide that I was going to take back control of my life. And no matter how unserious people make it out to be, I just want you to know that if you feel like your smoking is controlling your life, you can take back that control. I take you seriously. And I'm here for anyone that needs someone to hold their hand while they go through this journey. If I have any advice to offer any of you guys, I'm here for you. And I also want to note that this is not a video villainizing marijuana use. I know how helpful it can be and beneficial it can be. Like I've said many times, I love weed. I still love weed, and that's exactly why I wanted to have a healthy relationship with it rather than using it to escape my pain, escape my thoughts, and as a negative coping mechanism. And I'm really thankful that I was able to reach a point where I was able to take back control and be able to partake in a socially and casual way. I never thought that I would be able to get here. In my 3-month video, I think I said, like, I don't know if I can ever get there. And if I were never able to get there, that also would have been fine. I really think it's important that everyone goes through their individual process, and if taking part casually is not part of your journey, then that's okay. That doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make me stronger than you. That's just how our individual journeys are going to differ. And I also hope that me taking part casually is not something that derails anyone else from their sobriety. If you know that things are going to be out of control for you and that's not even something you can experiment with, please don't. You already put in the work to get sober. Let's stick to it, okay? The only reason why I partook in it casually and partake in it casually is because I knew that I had gotten to a point where I wasn't having cravings anymore. I have healthy support systems. I have set boundaries for myself and my use that I'm going to stick to in a very strict way. And I know that the withdrawals, the process that I went through, I never want to go through again. And I'm also unwilling to jeopardize the amazing things in my life that I have now because I have been sober. But that's all I have for you guys today. I love you guys a lot. Thank you guys for watching per usual. I really hope this video isn't too dark. Otherwise, I'm going to have to adjust the lighting a bit. But again, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my sobriety journey or my life and keeping up with me and caring about me at all. I wouldn't have any of this without you. And I'm really thankful for the life that I've been given, and I'm really excited to continue to share my life and journey with you guys as I go through it. So I wish you guys a super sparkly rest of your week. I love you guys. Janet. Janet. Ah! I hope it's not too dark. Really hope I didn't miss daylight for this, because I need to get my work done. I need to make this video today. Girl's fucking busy.